This is big. We've got a weather pattern setting up that could change everything. It could make some people very happy and others sad. And it could bring some severe weather as well. Now, what does this weather pattern mean for you? Along with what will Chase Week look like for the Stormfront Freaks? We'll have all that and more in your forecast starting now. Tell you what, that looks like a good set of... Starting off with our visible satellite here, we got a low spinning right here in Missouri, and that is bringing a lot of clouds and moisture to the eastern United States. We've got places like Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, even down into the south, getting some rain. And that low is going to hang around for most of the weekend, which means the eastern United States will have a cloudy and soggy weekend. Boo! And meanwhile, the central United States from North Dakota all the way down to Texas is basically cloud-free. Now that will change though once our weather pattern changes over the next couple of days. And let me show you why. What we're looking at now on this map, this is the upper levels of the atmosphere, about 500 millibars, and this normally gives us a pretty good idea about what the weather here at the surface will be. And so if you notice at the beginning of the period here on Saturday, we've got this big time upper level low. That is what's giving us all the rain, clouds, and storms in the eastern United States. That's going to slowly slide its way off to the east during the day today. But notice, once we hit tomorrow, we've got a second upper level low here forming over Arizona and New Mexico. Let me circle the first one right there. So when you get this kind of pattern, this is called an omega block pattern, and you'll have the jet stream that rides right along like that and then right along like that. Oh no. And they call it the omega block pattern because it looks like the Greek letter omega. And what you get with this pattern is generally not a lot going on in terms of severe weather. You'll have a lot of rain and clouds here in Texas, and also a lot of rain and clouds here in the Northeast. And underneath of those lows, you generally will have cooler temperature. You know, I'm just now putting two and two together. Let's not go there. And Matthew's right. These two saggy circles are going to lead to unsettled weather, cloud cover, and lower temperatures. I swear sometimes I'm like 10 years old. And along with the unsettled weather, this pattern will lead to severe weather. We do have a risk for some strong storms today, Saturday, May 3rd, that goes all the way up into New Hampshire, Vermont, through Pennsylvania, through New York City, down into Virginia, Maryland, even into South and North Carolina as well, where the main threat will be damaging winds, maybe some small hail. But we've also got this threat for tornadoes in eastern Pennsylvania, through Connecticut, into Vermont and New Hampshire, where we generally don't see this kind of risk. So in terms of timing for today, this will primarily be a later on in the day event. As at the beginning of the period, we're going to have a lot of rain, maybe some storms along this front. As that front slides to the east, it's going to develop some showers and storms, say around 3, 4, 5, right there. Notice how we've got storms forming from South Carolina all the way up through the Northeast. And those will continue sliding off to the east during the day, during the evening, and even into the overnight hours. We could be talking about severe weather well into the night tonight. But for those along the East Coast, please have a way to get warnings tonight, just in case you do get a tornado warning. That'll be your cue to take shelter. All right, so now let's talk about Sunday, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you, for all those Star Wars fans. And we are talking about two areas of severe weather, mainly some of the leftovers along the East Coast, even down in the East Coast of Florida could get some strong storm. And then this other area, which this is going to be the area that I will be chasing with Jordan Hall on Sunday. But both of these risks are 1 out of 5. It's a marginal, so we're really not talking about widespread significant severe weather, but nonetheless, we could get a couple of isolated tornadoes, especially along the east coast of Florida. Now for the severe weather on Sunday out west, mainly in New Mexico, the timing, we're looking at about 5 p.m. when things will get kicked off, and then those storms will slowly lift to the north and east during the evening hours, could continue decently into the night before they weaken dramatically, probably after midnight. And for those down in Florida, that tornado threat will exist primarily right around 5 to 6 to 7 p.m. when those storms form right along the coast. They'll quickly work their way offshore though. So once you get to about 9, 10 p.m. at night, you should be able to sleep fine. I'm a big time snorer. It's not good. All right, so we talk Saturday. We talked about Sunday. Now we need to talk about Monday, which could be the biggest of the three. And this is the official first day of the Stormfront Freak Chase Week of 2025. We are going to be live every day starting today. And we've got a slight risk down here that goes from Lubbock all the way through Midland, Odessa, down in southwest Texas. And right now, it looks like all hazards are going to be possible. Damaging winds, large hail, maybe a couple of tornadoes. Who knows? We might see one live on stream. Now, the timing for Monday is all going to depend on what happens Sunday, but we likely will have showers and storms ongoing in northern Texas. Those aren't going to be severe, and those are going to dampen the severe weather threat big time up there in northern Texas. But down here, this is going to be the area we need to watch, and the NAM model doesn't have storms firing until about 8 or 9 p.m. at night. Could be a late night chase into the overnight, and we could get some big time storms. As look at the Cape values, we've got capes of 1 to 2, close to 3,000 in some places. That's where we're going to target, and that's where we'll be. Stop what you're doing right now. Pick up your mouse in your hand just like this, throw it in the air, grab it again, hit the subscribe button, and mash the like button, and leave a comment below. Look, someone's leaving a comment. This video is so cool. Wow. Back to you, Stormcat. All right, so what about the rest of the weekend severe weather? Now, the Storm Prediction Center hasn't highlighted any areas for Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, even into Friday. So that's good news for everyone that doesn't want severe weather, bad news for us. But they did say in their discussion that on Tuesday, severe storms are certainly possible. The wind fields are going to be supportive of them. And then Wednesday, also, there's a chance of some greater severe potential materializing. We'll have to see. I'm grasping at straws here. And then Thursday, we could get some very limited severe weather into the weekend. But once again, we'll have to watch these trends as we get close. All right, so in summary, severe weather on Saturday possible in the east. Severe weather on Sunday possible once again in the east with some severe weather possible in New Mexico. Monday could be a big day with storms in Texas. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we got to wait and see. All right, well, the weather pattern for the rest of us beyond the severe weather, the eastern United States, we likely are going to have days of rain out here. So Saturday, Sunday, even into Monday. And then as we go into early next week, all of that rain will likely stick around. We are talking about a soggy couple of days for places like Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Virginia, and all along the East Coast. And then the beginning of next week, that's when we could have severe weather down here in Texas. And that rain and clouds will likely stick around Texas for a couple of days. So eventually that storm system will push off to the east. And that's when the southeast could get in on that rain action down in places like Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi, even into Florida. All right, so looking ahead to severe weather for the second week of May, things are going to be very quiet. We've got this death ridge out here. What does that mean? That's not scary. That actually tends to suppress severe weather. So the second week of May, we are likely going to have very little to no severe weather across most of the country. And with that ridge developing, that's also why we have this big area of above average temperatures, mainly out west in the upper plain, with places down in Texas actually being colder than normal that second week of May. And we're also going to have some big time rain that falls across the Ohio Valley here, where a couple of inches of rain could fall even into the northeast, where that low is just going to sit over and drop rain shower and storm after storm. Flooding could end up being a big time concern from Ohio all the way through the mid-Atlantic into Vermont and New Hampshire. And then as we go into next week, a lot of rain is going to fall from Texas through the southeast. So basically from the northeast into the southeast through the south central United States, we are talking about 1 to 2 to 3, 4, maybe 5 inches of rain falling over the next 7 days. Break out those umbrellas. Oh, it's too big. Can't get it down. It looks like the umbrella is the person talking. And we could expect rain over the next couple of days. I'm an umbrella. All right, we're done. We're off the rails. So guys, huge shout out to Storm Chaser Connor Croft, who raided us last night live on the stream. All of his awesome community members that are now subscribed to me, welcome. I hope you enjoy the content. Thank you to everyone that donated last night. We had one of our biggest streams of all time. It was absolutely insane. We had Barbara, Erica, Connor, Liam, Sarah, and so many other amazing people give on the stream. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Now guys, we are just 2 days away from the epic Stormfront Freak Chase Week of 2025. We are going to be live every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If there's storms, Thursday we'll be live as well. So make sure to check us out. here on YouTube. If you want to see some of the shenanigans that we went through last year and you want to rewatch and kind of relive it all, go back to the Stormfront Freak Chase Week of 2024 playlist. Check out those first 3 videos. Those are epic summary videos of all of our chases. This will be the last forecast video for a while because I'll be out on the road. Won't have time to make these videos, but I will be producing shorts every day, giving video updates along with those live streams as well. And that's all I got. Find someone, tell them you love them, tell them you care about them right now, today. This is Stormcat 5, and I'll see you on the next one.